You're training for calisthenic skills completely wrong, and I can prove it. Not with my opinion, but with actual data. Before we get into all the data, you need to understand two key things. The first is going to be relative intensity. This is referring to how much force your muscle is actually producing for every repetition that you do. The second is going to be your proximity to failure. This is going to be referring to how many reps you have in reserve or how close you're actually going to failure. In 2021, there were two big meta-analyses that examined the difference in strength gain of participants who trained to failure versus those that shied away from it. When volume was controlled for and equalized, there was no clear difference between the two groups. However, when volume wasn't artificially matched, the non-failure groups came out on top when it came to their strength gains. Another study done by Vieira and colleagues came to the exact same conclusion. Why is this the case? When it comes to any strength-based movement where the main bottleneck is the actual force output required, our biggest concern is recruiting as many high threshold motor units as possible. In bro terminology, we're concerned with stimulating the type 2 fibers, which are our bigger, aggressive, and stronger muscle fibers. We can have a high relative intensity and recruit nearly all of our high threshold motor units without necessarily taking our sets to failure. By taking our sets to failure consistently, we are destroying our ability to replicate the results that we had in our previous sets, thus leading to less volume as a whole. This is why the group that trained sub-maximally when there was no volume constraint outperformed the group that did train to failure, because they were able to do more working sets that were higher quality compared to their counterparts that were consistently training to failure. When you push a set to complete and utter failure, you are building up an abundance of fatigue that's going to prevent you from being able to replicate the result that you just had in your subsequent sets. The goal isn't to be fatigued and completely exhausted from every single session that you do. The goal is to get high quality work in for the skills that you want to learn and repeat it as frequently as you possibly can. If you guys have been struggling to make progress when it comes to your calisthenics skills, I have a full 1 hour long breakdown that talks about exactly how you should structure your calisthenics training by utilizing a sub-maximal training approach. If you guys want the full breakdown, then just comment the word help and I'll send it over to you.